Hey there, it's almost Christmas. What is it, 10 days from today? How exciting. So, blessed Christmas season to you. I hope it's a good day for you. I hope you're finding joy. It's a rainy day, beautiful day. We have been walking in the book of Matthew a little bit, in Matthew 4 and now Matthew 5. And I just want to take a moment today and bring the first few verses of the 5th chapter of the book of Matthew, which is beginning of what is called the Sermon on the Mount. Jesus preached it on a small mountain, hence the name. This comes right after we've heard the story of his baptism, the season of temptation, his choosing of disciples, and his incredible popularity. And that's where today's story begins. When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up onto a mountain and sat down. His disciples came to him, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. And blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. And blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled." Just those verses, the first four blesseds. So take a moment, why don't you try repeating them? Blessed is a really interesting word. It referred to in that time period as something referring to property, prosperity, or health. So if you were blessed, that meant you had property. If you were blessed, that meant you were prosperous. Or if that you were blessed, it meant you were in good health. So if you were sick, you weren't blessed by God. So Jesus, incredibly popular, goes up on this mountain, sits down, his disciples come to him, and the first thing out of his mouth is the word blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Now, at the height of popularity, when a lot of people are following him, the disciples, having Jesus sit them down to be able to listen to him, what might they have been expecting him to say first? What might they have thought? Well, Jesus, first thing he'll tell us to, organize, or he'll tell us who's in charge of the crowds, or who's in charge of ticket sales or something. Do you think they were expecting Jesus to start off here? Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Notice the language there. Theirs is. They already have something. By being poor in spirit, finances aren't mentioned there. Poor in spirit, it's the choice of not being proud. It's a positional place. Poor in spirit is a picture of choosing to be humble, humility in the middle of that. Blessed are they, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek. I like this kind of symbol because meek, strength under control. Meek, for they will inherit the earth. That's huge. And blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. People hunger and thirst for all kinds of things, but hunger and thirst for righteousness. What might they learn about Jesus by these first four blesseds that he says to his disciples? About his care for people, his openness to people, his desire for whom Jesus wants as followers. Isn't it interesting that we have the disciples called to be followers and people that are following him because of his miracles? And now Jesus sits down and says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." Do you think there was anybody experiencing grief in that crowd who were mourning, feeling mourning? What might it have been like for them to hear Jesus say that? And then, blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. What do you do to inherit something? Well, nothing, right? Somebody else has to do something. They have to include you in a will, and after they die, right, it's passed on to you. So blessed are the meek, those who have strength under control. Blessed are they, for they will inherit the earth. The earth! Man. And then those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. All these blesseds. As you think about who's blessed and who's not blessed, come back to these and ask the question, by what do I judge blessedness in this life? By what parameter? By what weight or measure do I put out blessedness? Ask that question, and may you know that God has blessed you. May this be a season of hungering and thirsting for more of Jesus, for righteousness, for you will be filled. May the fullness of filling, that spiritual fullness, be yours this Christmas. Blessings on you. Thanks for listening.